The recent attempted purchase of Twitter by entrepreneur Elon Musk reportedly fell apart because there were too many bots or fake participants on Twitter. And it brought to the public attention a problem in social media, which are fake members of different social media, sometimes using this to achieve nefarious ends. And so we're presenting a special Saving America panel discussion. This is your host, Dr. David D. Schein. And I did hear recently of one of the news reports was that there was a public report of a woman who was scammed out of, I think, $250,000. And of course, they always say in those news reports, are life savings. And I sure hope it wasn't her whole life savings. But in her case, the perpetrator appeared to be a male and presented himself as that. And I'm assuming this was a single female. So that's a relatively recent news report. One of the things that I put in my file when I was getting ready to suggest this panel. So it isn't just men, but I think that our business society is still very male dominated. Men, I think, still control a significant amount of money, and maybe at least to the perpetrators appear to be more gullible than the women. But this is something that both is applied to both men and women, I think.
And I think some of that is the human behavior aspect, because, when we look at how many words are used per day, or even the types of questions, I know that my sisters might have a more personal question about my well-being that would be harder to fabricate and go for the long con than a lot of my male colleagues who are a lot more interested in what did you accomplish today? And that's a very simple thing, right? I made $8 million with my Bitcoin account today, as opposed to how are you feeling? Oh gosh, well now if my English isn't proficient or I'm not 100% familiar, it's going to be very easy to mess that up with somebody who's asking probative questions about your well-being, your personality, and your mindset, as opposed to a lot of, I think more of my guy friends do tend to focus more on those quantitative metrics of what time did you wake up this morning and what did you have for breakfast? Oh, well, now I can send you a picture and build that connection. Here's what I'm eating. Now it could be borrowed from the internet. My simulated persona is very healthy, right? Now, actually, if I were to accidentally connect, right, you might not see something that good. But here's a screenshot from an internet search engine, and now it's easy to create it. But that awareness, due diligence, and cognizance is definitely going to be one of the ways, and it is helpful, even if LinkedIn won't be helpful with the algorithms and identifying things, because you can show that recent activity. If all the posts you like are kittens, or everything you're liking is horoscopes, and then you're immediately telling me about some complex financial investment, I'm thinking, you're not watching TED Talks on LinkedIn. You don't have any LinkedIn learning certificates. You're not a person of continuous improvement. Everything on your profile is personal. This is your family. This is you at the gym. Where are your work certificates? And so one of the ways, as you mentioned, Dr. Schein, one of the ways that I've screened people as well is if they want to talk about business, set up a Zoom meeting. And if your office doesn't have any of your college degrees or have books like y'all have in a background or any of those things, I'm wondering what kind of reputation you're perpetuating on the internet, that if we met in person, this con wouldn't work.
Super. Thank you so much, both of you. You've been our great guests on the special episode of Saving America, talking about social media fraud. This is your host, Dr. David D. Schein. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite podcast or webcast platform.